back to my channel. My name is Sabrina and I'm so excited to have you here. Today we're filling my March TBR cart and I realize we're a week into March when I'm uploading this. We're not going to say anything about it. Simply because it's nighttime. It's 70 degrees on March 4th. I don't know who in Michigan decided that was fine. But we are filling my March TBR cart. So I don't remember the last time I made a filling my TBR cart video, but we're doing one today. Do what we normally do. Give you the rundown. We're going to go through these wonderful shelves behind me and my contemporary shelves on the other side of you, which we'll film when I get there. Pull out books that look interesting. I'm trying to get, my nail just pulled my hair. I'm trying to get more into reading because as I talked about in my last couple videos, I've been struggling with reading. So, oh, my rabbit looks so cute right now. Look at her foot. So, we are going to find some books that look interesting and that's going to catch my attention. So, without further ado, let's find some books. We are back on the floor where we belong. So if you hear like running around and stuff in the background, I'm gonna try to noise reduction this video, but it's my rabbit. Her name's Maisie. She weighs 20 pounds. She can't be quiet. So if you hear her in the background, we're gonna apologize in advance. She's a little hyper and I'm not sure why. I think she had one too many snacks today. I got every book picked out, so I always go a little ambitious with my monthly TBRs, which I know I normally read anywhere from 5 to 10 books a month, depending, the usual. This is not accounting for my Kindle TBR. I have a lot of books on my Kindle TBR, and then it's also not accounting for books that I might listen to on audio. The books that I have here I don't have on audio, so it just like it's a give or take kind of thing depending on what happens. So first book I have picked out is The Mothers by Britt Bennett. I got this book at the Goodwill for $1 and I don't like learning a lot about books before I buy them, because if I don't like them I'll either do the little library exchange or I'll give them away to friends or keep them in my library for forever. So that being said, let me read you. We're gonna do what we normally do. We're gonna read the synopsis of this book. It begins with a secret. It is the last season of high school life for Nadia, a rebellious, grief-stricken 17-year-old beauty. Mourning her mother's recent death, she takes it up with the local pastor's 21-year-old son, Luke. They are young. It's not serious. But the secrets that result from this teen romance and the subsequent cover-up will have an impact that goes far beyond their youth. As Nadia hides the truth from anyone, including Audrey, her best friend, the years move quickly. Soon, Nadia, Luke, and Audrey are full-fledged adults, still shadowed by the choices they made in their youth, and the constant nagging question, what if they had chosen differently? The possibilities of a road not taken are a relentless haunt. So this book strikes me as adults that either feel guilty for something that happened in their past, or adults who are saddened by roads never taken kind of thing. This is intriguing to the social worker in me, so I'm hoping I enjoy it a lot. We're gonna put this in the cart, which is out of view, onto the cart, okay? So next book I picked out, hi Maisie, she's like, what are you doing in here, mother? You haven't been in here forever. The next one I picked out is Dead Little Mean Girl by Eva Darrows. I think I got this book at the Dollar Tree and I was like, oh, that looks interesting. Quinn Littleton was a mean girl, a skinny blonde social terrorist in Soleto. She was everything Emma McLaren hated until she died. A proud geek girl, Emma loves her quiet life on the outskirts, playing video games and staying off the radar. When her nightmare of a new stepsister moves into the bedroom next door, her world is upside down. Quinn is a queen bee with a nasty streak who destroys anyone who gets in her way. Teachers, football players, her fellow cheerleaders, no one is safe. Emma wants nothing more than to get this girl out of her life. But when Quinn dies suddenly, Emma realizes there's more to her stepsister than anyone ever realized. So this one looks very good too. I love books that have like a sibling, I don't know how to describe this, like a sibling fighting, why can't I think of the word aspect? My cat that was a stray cat that I took and came in here, looked at me and ran away. Like, girl, you can come in here, no one's gonna hurt you. I'm excited for this. Yes, I love books about mean girls and low-key mean girls kind of getting what they deserve, not dying, that's not what I'm talking about. Mean girls kind of getting like Has anyone seen that movie about that mean girl who dies and then she has to come back as a ghost or whatever to help the nerd? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Because I remember watching this movie like 5 years ago and for some reason I cannot remember the name of it, but this is giving those vibes, so we'll see. On to the shelf. The next book I picked out was For Black Girls Like Me. This is by Marima J. Lockington. I don't even know where I got this book at. I know I didn't buy it full price. Maybe I got it at Goodwill. I honestly have no idea. But Makeda June Kirkland is 11 years old, adopted and black. Her parents and big sister are white, and even though she loves her family very much, Kadia often feels left out. When Kadia's family moves from Maryland to New Mexico, she leaves behind her best friend Lena, the only other adopted black girl she knows, for a new life. In New Mexico, everything is different. At home, Kada's sister is too cool to hang out with her anymore. At school, she can't seem to find a true friend. Through it all, Kada can't help wondering, what would it feel like to grow up with a family who looks like me? So this is also intriguing to the social worker in me. This is, my rabbit looks so funny right now. This happens with a lot of adopted families who are adopted into families that don't look like them. So white families adopting black, Hispanic, etc. and vice versa. So I'm really excited to see this take on it. I think I'm really going to enjoy this. This reminds me a lot of, I can't think of the book, I read it last year. Oh, what is it called? The Only Black Girls in Town. It reminds me of that book. That book is about these two girls who move into the town. I can't remember if they are actually the only black girls or if that's the name of the book. But they live in Hawaii and like they discover all these secrets and it's really good. So I'm excited for this one. I think this is supposed to be a middle grade, a junior library guild selection. So it's definitely likely a middle grade or a young adult. I don't know why. I wish it said because I'm actually really bad at knowing these things. Young readers. It just says young readers. 11-year-old Makeda dreams of meeting her African-American mother while coping with serious problems in her white adopted family, a cross-country move, and being homeschooled. Yeah, it doesn't say if it's middle grade, but I have a feeling it's going to be middle grade or young adult, just kind of based upon the text. But yes, I'm very excited for this one. On to the shelf. The next one I have is The Thing About Jellyfish by Allie Benjamin. This is a middle grade. And I haven't read a lot of middle grades. I usually fly through middle grades, so let's read it. Susie Swanson has always known things that other kids don't. She can explain the sleep patterns of ants. She knows there are 150 million jellyfish stings on the planet every year. She knows that an average middle school kid contains about 20 billion of Shakespeare's atoms. But she cannot understand how Franny Jackson's lifetime could be cut so short. Before Susie could make up for the worst thing she'd ever done to her best friend, when Susie formulates a bold plan to travel across the globe alone to learn the truth about how her friend died, she discovers that the answers she most needs could be right in her own backyard. So why? I feel like there's a common theme here. There seems to be a common theme here. I'm hoping I enjoyed this. We'll see. Maisie is throwing around her little basket that we keep her toys in because she ripped all her toys. Now she's throwing things around her bed. So if you ever get a rabbit, just know they will destroy everything they own. The next book I have, Maisie destroyed when she got out of her cage and was locked in the room. Am I upset about it? Yes, because it was a brand new book. So can you tell? She ate it. A Faux Love Story by Lone Lee. Hope I'm saying that correctly. I'm sorry if I don't. I'm really bad with names. If Bio had to describe himself, he'd say he was a rock, steady and strong, but not particularly interesting. His grades are average, his social status unremarkable. He works at his parents' faux restaurant, and even there, he is his parents' 5th favorite employee. Not ideal. If Lean was to describe herself, she'd say she was a firecracker, stable when unlit, but full to the potential for joy and a spark in a fire. She loves art and dreams of pursuing a career in it, but the only problem is her parents rely on her in ways they're not willing to admit, including working practically full-time in her family's pho restaurant. For years, the Maz and Nagins have been at odds, having owned competing neighborhood pho restaurants. Bio and Lean, who've avoided each other for most of their lives, both suspect that the feud stems from feelings much deeper than a friendly competition. A chance encounter brings them in the same vicinity. Despite their best efforts, sparks fly, leading them to wonder what took so long for them to connect, but then of course immediately remember. Can Lean and Bo find love in the midst of feuding families and complicated histories? I'm excited for this one. This one seems super fun. I love love stories. Onto the shelf. Next I have, this has been on quite a few TBRs I feel like, and I apologize if it has, is Hello Girls by Brittany Cavallero and Emily Henry. This book read the synopsis. These pages are bent. I am upset. Best friends are forged by fire. For Wionia and Lucille, that fire happens the night they meet outside the police station, both deciding whether to turn their families in. Shy, restrained Wionia has been starving for life. She's seemingly perfect home she shares with her seemingly perfect father, celebrity weatherman Stormy Olsen. No one knows that he locks the pantry door to control her eating and leaves bruises where no one can see them. Tough on the outside, Lucille has been suffocating beneath the needs of her mother and drug-dealing brother, wondering if there's more out there for her in disappearing waitress tips and the lifetime of barely getting by. One harrowing night, Wionia and Lucille realize they can't wait until graduation to start their new lives. They need out now. All they need are $3 grand, fast, and really a stolen convertible to take them from Michigan to Las Vegas can't hurt. I'm excited for this. Social worker in me is intrigued, which I feel like is a common thing. I am graduating soon and I'm just trying to nosedive into things that I feel like I could have done a client assessment on this book so easily. So I'm excited to read it, and I hope it's really good because I will be so disappointed if it's not. Next I have is my ex-best friend's wedding by Wendy Wax. What a fun name. I love that name. This one says, prized and stored away for safekeeping, the timeless ivory wedding dress with its scoop neck and elegantly fitted bodice sits gently folded in its box, whispering of happy ever afters. To Kendra, Brianna, and Lauren, it is a reminder of what could have been, the promise of a fairy tale, and a friendship torn apart. But as Kendra knows firsthand, it was not the dress's fault. One closer than sisters, Lauren and Bree have grown up and grown apart, following broken promises and unfulfilled dreams to destroy their friendship. A successful author, Lauren returns home to the Outer Banks, fiance in tow, to claim the dress she thought she would never wear, while Bree, the bookstore owner, grapples with the realities of life after you marry the handsome prince. As the former best friends wrestle with their uncertain futures, they are both certain on one thing: some betrayals can never be forgiven. Now on the eve of her daughter Lauren's wedding, Kendra struggles with a secret she has kept for far too long and vows to make sure the dress will finally bring Lauren and Bree back together, knowing they will need each other to survive the coming storm. We love rivals. That's all. Next one I have, Maisie also ate. Maisie eats all my things. Oh yeah, look at that. This was a brand new book too. One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. I am very excited for this book as well. Dorcas, come here. I am very excited for this book. Come here. This is Dorcas. I weighed her yesterday. She weighs 17 pounds. Yes, but let's read the synopsis for this one. For cynical 23-year-old August, moving to New York City is supposed to prove her right that things like magic and cinematic love stories don't exist, and only the smart way to go through life is alone. She can't imagine how waiting tables at a 24-hour pancake diner and moving in with too many weird roommates could possibly change that, and there's certainly no chance of her subway commute being anything more than a daily trudge between boredom and electric. But then there's a gorgeous girl on the train. Jane. Dazzling, charming, mysterious, impossible Jane. Jane with her tough edges and swoopy hair and soft smile, showing up in a leather jacket to save August this morning when she needs it most. August's subway crash becomes the best part of her day, but pretty soon she discovers there's one big problem. Jane doesn't look like an old school punk rocker. She's literally displaced in time from the 1970s, and August is going to have to use everything she tried to leave in her own past to help Jane. Maybe it's time to start believing in some things after all. There's another cat who wants to say hi. Hi, Wines. So I'm also very excited for this book. I love LGBTQ romance. It's one of my favorite books, tropes. So I'm excited for this one. And it's been on my TBR for since it came out. I literally bought it when it came out. And then finally, I'm not going to read the synopsis for all of these. Carrie Maniscalco, can never say her name correctly. The Hunting Jack the Ripper Houdini / Prince Dracula trilogy. Has it became more than a trilogy? I do not know. I need to read these. These have been on my shelf for longer than you can remember, and I need to read them. This is like 1,200 pages that have been chilling on my bookshelf since I probably started book 2. No, that was dramatic. It's not since I've started book 2. But I really need to read them because I bought them when they were popular. Now nobody's talking about them anymore, and that's for the simple fact of they're not Are you eating your blanket? You know what? We're not going to talk about it. For the simple fact of I need to get it together. Yep. Okay, we're going to wrap this up. Go read, edit this video, work on the reading vlog, do some homework, story of my life. Maisie. And that's all I got. Thanks for being here. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye! Good enough. You think we can put all these books in one? All right, this is the for real goodbye.